comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen and all his reindeers pulling on.
Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today is Vlogmas Day 16, and today I'm here with my brothers. We are going to be talking about movies.
Hello.
Hey.
So, how do we get here? What do we started talking about the movies that for some reason, some way, somehow got burned into our memory growing up, right?
Right.
So, as far back as you can remember, what are some of the earliest films that you remember seeing that stuck with you even now, to this day?
One has to be the Back to the Future trilogy.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
And especially now, every time it comes on TV, like, you know, we always watch it. But I don't like the third one as much.
What is that?
The third one is when they go back to like the 1800s. Yeah. That one, I don't know. It's not as fun as like the first one. The first one has to be the best one.
Midway through, it's like,
yeah, it gets kind of boring for me.
Yeah, I agree.
The third one.
I agree, and it's also pretty much the same gags over again.
Yeah,
because we're kind of used to it.
But
like,
it works in the second one though.
Yeah, surprisingly, it's so I don't know why that. Yeah, I think it's because the fact that it was set in the future, which requires imagination on the part of the filmmakers that made it feel fresh. Whereas going back in time, obviously, does not. But I remember Back to the Future. Back to the Future, in my opinion, is one of the very best written films of all time. I think that screenplay is perfection. Just the whole premise of seeing your parents live through their high school years, how they met, and you witnessing that is a very interesting concept, I think, for any teenager, you know. And what do you think about the movie?
Just watching it as a kid, and then especially the DeLorean. The DeLorean itself is just kind of like
it became such an icon.
Yeah,
you know, it's actually I believe there's a DeLorean that just sold from the Back to the Future set for like I don't even know how much.
Recently?
Yeah, I believe so. But yeah, I remember also as a kid for me, E.T. was a big one.
That's how. Yeah, I got into. Most of these movies we get into it because of you.
Yeah.
E.T. Yeah, I remember we watched. Well, I watched it with you, and then we got him to watch it, so we all started watching it together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that one for sure. Just seeing a little alien guy, you know, just be with the humans and stuff was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But
that one scene though, where they're trying to like get E.T. from the house, like it was like scientists or something.
Oh my god! I know.
Yeah, that scared me as a kid.
That totally changed the tone of that movie.
Yeah.
That whole scene. What's interesting about that movie is that, right up until that point, up until that very scene, everything prior to that, every single adult in that movie is seen only as silhouettes or from the waist down. Or, you never see their actual faces, except for the mom, but she's actually kind of a kid herself because she's terrified of what's going on. The dad just left her, and she has these kids to take care of on her own. She's trying to make ends meet, and so she's a terrified kid. She went from being a strong, she went from being a strong adult with a strong base in her relationship and her marriage and her family ties to just being abandoned, and that does something to you as a person, I think.
Yeah. And
that's why she's categorized as one of the kids in the story. And I think E.T. serves as a metaphor for kind of he comes as a peacemaker into this family. He comes into their lives when they're completely broken. Elliot is completely broken, and he comes in a time where he needed something like that the most. And by the time E.T. leaves, that family, that void that they were trying to fill is somehow filled.
Yeah,
you know. But what else? What do you like?
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street is pretty creepy shit.
That movie, oh my god, I
That's
still
the
watch
thing,
it.
Not for the right.
Yeah, I still every time we watch it, I still get nightmares of it, even though I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's one of the films that I remember seeing as a little kid, and just really like kind of hating myself for even attempting to watch something like that at such a young age. It was just not a good idea.
How did you do that though? Like
that
a
to
little
me,
kid? Can you imagine a little kid
him,
watching that type of
like
movies?
the idea of Freddy Krueger is the most disturbing thing to anyone, kid or grown up. The fact that he's in your dreams, that is an unescapable menace.
I think like I see that like dreams as like I guess like your safe haven.
Yeah,
and then
because you can always wake up, right?
Yeah, and if someone's there like ready to kill you,
yeah,
it's like
how
I'm
do you
not safe.
Yeah, how do you escape that? If you can't wake up from it, how do
you
you
know
escape
what's the scene that's the creepiest in that movie when Johnny Depp dies? In that bed, like he just goes. I remember I would have dreams that I was gonna go down sink like
that?
that,
He gets eaten
like
by
him.
the bed.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna go like
can't
that
sleep
too.
after
Yeah, I can't. Every time I watch it, still I know what's gonna happen. I can't sleep.
The idea of it, I don't know.
Yeah, and all the blood.
Oh.
From do I remember this correctly that the his skeleton gets spit out of the...
Yeah, it does.
That's super disturbing.
It does.
Yeah, that's
Very
his first
creepy.
role actually.
Oh right.
Yeah, that's a pretty good gig, I think. Getting eaten by a bed.
Oh my god! Can you imagine that's what they told? Oh, you gotta get eaten by a bed.
It's like that's in the
bad.
script.
Yeah,
It's like, sounds good.
Okay, horror films. I wouldn't say this is a horror film, but it's definitely gets under your skin more than I think a lot of movies do. We actually went to go see this when you were very little.
You're talking about the Sixth Sense?
The Sixth Sense.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how it is that your dad thought it'd be a good idea to take us to see that, especially when Tarzan was playing right next.
We went to go see the Sixth Sense.
We went to the Sixth Sense, and I'm really glad we did because I'm really glad that my first theater experience was something like that, because that was unforgettable. That twist is unforgettable.
I think the scene that still creeps me out, and I remember it in the theater, was when he's under the kitchen table. Is he under the kitchen table? And then he just sees the lady in the kitchen.
Oh my god! Yes.
That scene was the creepiest.
What was the crowd reaction to all those scenes?
I don't know if it was a packed crowd that day. We went during the day.
Yeah.
So I don't really remember, but I remember like certain scenes. Like, wait, there's a scene where they're at a funeral, right? Mm-hmm. And a little girl had died.
Yeah.
And you see the mom. She's attending the guests and serving them whatever there is to be served, and then they play a video, and the dad is looking at it, and he sees it's a hidden camera in the little girl's room before she had died, and it's a compilation of the whole week. The mom is bringing her soup to eat. And you can see that she's putting poison in her soup every day, so she's slowly killing her.
Oh right.
And he just sees this in horror, and he just turns around to look at his wife, and she's just there, very like a hypocrite by the casket. And that to me, that is horror. Like just putting yourself in that guy's situation, that is fucking horrifying. To have that realization at that very moment. And the fact that it came because the kid managed to talk to the little girl, right? Because he was upstairs in her room, and she grabbed his foot under the bed. That's what happened, right?
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, that to me is one of the creepiest scenes in movie history. That's just up there for me. Every time I watch that scene. And it's just so...
And it's not known as a horror film, right?
Not really, no. It's actually... I think it's actually kind of a straight-up drama, but with supernatural elements. But yes, that's a fucking great movie. I might go see this. I might go see it after we stop this, actually.
Isn't it on Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. Yeah, it's I think it was still on Netflix the last time I checked. But yeah. Yeah, it's a really good movie I watched as a kid.
I actually wanted to just talk about this now.
In the theater.
That was great. That was intense. That was one of the most intense experiences I've ever had in a theater. Still, Maybe it's because I was little, but I think even if I was just watching it now.
So what do you?
It
Oh,
is
so
on
what?
Netflix?
What?
Yeah.
It is on Netflix. Oh, it is on Netflix. The Perfect Sense.
Yeah, if you haven't seen
The Perfect Sense. I mean,
if you
the
haven't seen
Sixth
The Perfect
Sense.
Sense,
My
I don't know
bad.
where you can stream that, but The Sixth Sense is
The Sixth
definitely on
Sense.
Netflix.
Yeah. My bad.
So I kind of want to talk about this now because I just saw it. If any of you have Netflix, and I'm sure most of you do, not all of you. I went to the theater to see this thing called Roma.
This
This movie called Roma, and it's by one of my favorite filmmakers. His name is Alfonso Cuarón, and what he made was practically a semi-autobiographical story based on his childhood in 1970, 1971 in Mexico City, but it's told through the eyes of the nanny in his home that was working for his parents. They are kind of a middle / upper class family, and what's so fascinating about it is that it's kind of a hard sell because narratively speaking, not much happens. It's just really a series of moments that you're watching in this person's life, and that's all I can say. All I can tell you is that it's completely riveting from beginning to end. It's probably the best movie of this. I'll go as far as to name it probably the best, at least top 3 best movies of the decade so far. It's just that good. It's that immaculately done. The level of detail in this is second to none. I think it's just on another level completely, and I want to be able to sell this to you a little more, but that would mean traveling into spoiler territory, and the less you know about this, the better, because there are scenes in here that are going to catch you completely off guard, that are going to hit you really, really fucking hard, right in your feels, and it's going to be unforgettable. So if you can, go to a theater to watch it, please do that. But if you're just going to watch it on Netflix, do that, but definitely see it. I think it's definitely worth your time if you're into film. Even if you're not, if you just want to like lay back and just watch something different, check it out. But yeah, Roma. Roma's great. I love Roma.
Do you think they'll get a different experience if they watch it in the theater?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, when you watch it, you just know halfway through that this is definitely meant for this type of viewing experience, because there's no musical score here. There's no musical theme. So it relies heavily on the sound design. So he lives in a neighborhood in Mexico City. So you hear like they're in the house, but you hear little bells of the vendors outside, the stray dogs outside, the marching bands. Even as they're in the house talking,
you can still hear that.
There was moments where I was sitting there watching it, and I really thought that there was people around behind me that were just talking, and I would turn around to look at who they were, and there was nobody there, and I looked at my left, and there was somebody there, but they were completely quiet, and it's just the immaculate sound design that is like just so perfectly done, and these characters that you hear from afar, these conversations, they're actual conversations. Like if you could actually just tune out from what's going on screen, and just perk your ear up to that particular conversation, and they're actually having a conversation, like a full blown conversation. It's just it's amazing to.
So maybe you're saying that when we see it like in the TV and something on Netflix, we won't be able to hear it like that way if you hear it in the theater.
Well, I think there's going to be things that you're going to miss as far as the sound design goes, but the experience is still going to be there. It's still going to hit you the way it should hit you, because there's a scene here in particular See, again, I really want to talk about this, but I can't. But I just know, okay, this actress, she had never acted before in her life. She is I believe a kindergarten or preschool teacher in Oaxaca.
Mm.
And she had never had any acting aspirations or training whatsoever. And there's a scene in here that the level of emotion that she's able to reach, I have not seen that from an actor in a very, very long time. And I don't mean she's acting. I mean she's like not acting. Like that moment is real and as raw as movies get. I will just never forget seeing that moment on screen. It's just amazing. But yeah, her name is Yalitza Aparicio.
Didn't she just come out in a magazine? Like a Vogue magazine? I think
Right, she got the cover of Vogue in Mexico. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, she's really good.
Alright, let's what else did we watch? Oh, Jurassic Park.
I love Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park is also one of my favorites as a kid growing up. That's also another film that you just never forget the first time you watch it. Where you were sitting, how you reacted to certain things, the whole guy getting eaten by the T-Rex when he's on the toilet.
Yeah, that part
it's
was
always
amazing.
a mixture of horror and just laughter.
It's just funny how you see these dinosaurs with their little hands. Especially when he eats the guy, he like turns his head to the side, like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
He's just as confused as he is, you know.
Like what?
This movie still holds up today too. Like, I don't think like the technology.
No,
it's not.
They really discovered something great there, huh? Because even okay, well, a lot of it is puppet work. They literally created big ass like large puppets, electronic puppets to make it look as real as possible. But say when the T-Rex is running, or when the raptors are running, that is all CGI. But if you look at it now, it looks a lot better than most movies today look.
Yeah.
Like
most movies look fake now.
Yeah, now the T-Rex still looks great.
Yeah.
It still looks great.
He managed to make it a way that if you watch it years later, it'll still look real.
Yeah. The texture on its skin.
Especially when they go and they touch that dinosaur that's that's sick. And then the guy puts his head on him. It looks real.
It's amazing, right? Yeah. And he I believe Spielberg shot that the same year he shot Schindler's List. I think he shot Jurassic Park and then immediately have to go into Schindler's List. So he was shooting Schindler's List while also editing Jurassic Park.
Wow, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, that was a big year for him. Yeah. But yeah,
take a break after that?
I think he was actually kind of gone for a bit, but don't quote me on that. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, that was a huge year for him. Schindler's List is also one of my favorite movies of all time. Have you guys seen Schindler's List?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah. I recommend seeing that when you're in the mood for it. It's not something that you want to get your homies and invite them over to your house and like watch Schindler's List, yo. It's not meant for casual viewing, but it is an experience for sure.
Toy Story.
Oh, we want to go animated. Well, yeah, Toy Story.
We're gonna go animated, yeah.
Toy Story is a classic.
I would say, as far as animated goes, Toy Story and The Lion King probably.
I was gonna say that The Lion King.
Pinocchio is amazing.
Oh, Pinocchio! Oh yes, I love that movie.
Yeah. Pinocchio's deep.
Yes, it does.
Pinocchio just the fact that you know, it's his puppet wants to be a real boy, and he has to do something pretty brave and heroic to become that. He literally has to save his father from the belly of the beast. He has to dive into that chaos, and to fully come back as a reliable an individual with redemption.
Looking at this movie as an adult, like back in the day, as a kid, you just look at it like, oh, Pinocchio's smoking. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
You know, and now you look at it and it's like, wow.
That's one of the scariest scenes ever when they turn into donkeys.
Yeah, it is.
Scary.
Back in the day, oh, look, he's turning into a
No, that
donkey.
still scared me.
Really? It
Yeah,
still
the
scared you?
donkey scene. Yeah, that always scared me. But that movie's probably it's up there. I didn't think about Pinocchio. So thank you for throwing that out there.
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, I remember. Okay, so Toy Story was the first Christmas gift I ever got.
Really?
Yeah, my grandpa gave it to me as in a paper bag because we didn't have any money for like
the wrapping and stuff.
He gave it to me in a paper bag, like under. We didn't have a tree either. We just had a little section where they had all this stuff, and I woke up Christmas morning and there was all this stuff. You know, the paper bag was Toy Story, and it was in Spanish.
Ooh.
And I know it by heart
still.
still.
We've seen it in Spanish. Yeah, the VCR one, right?
Yeah. I know it by heart still, in Spanish.
Yeah, when I looked at it in English, it kind of sounded weird to me because we were so used to watching it in Spanish.
English.
The
first one?
The first one.
Yeah, the Spanish dub is actually pretty good.
It is.
They did a very decent job. Let's just talk about Boyhood.
Oh, let's talk about Boyhood. Boyhood's like...
It's because Boyhood has them, even though it's more recent, it brings back some old school memories.
It does, because they recorded it in
in the past.
And the thing about Boyhood...
we need to mention this.
The thing about Boyhood, as opposed to say something like Roma, back to Roma, is that you can actually look at that time that is depicting and be like, I remember that. I remember that toy or that song or that type of iPod. You know, things like that that are just very impactful. Like, it's not the fact that it's that type of iPod. It's the fact that you're seeing a 3-hour plus epic filled with these little things. And together, it just makes for a very rich
And it's crazy how
experience.
this movie, you see them like kids and then they grow up to, you know, he's in college and
stuff.
stuff.
Like going through some similar stuff or seeing similar things that maybe you saw as
you were growing up,
Or like the music they saw.
Yeah,
the way they dressed.
Especially the music. The movies when they were talking about the Star Wars things. Like,
actually, I remember when Boyhood came out, that scene where they're talking about, you think they'll ever make another Star Wars movie?
Yeah.
I think it was that day, a day later, I found out that Disney had gotten the rights to Star Wars. They're making another trilogy. So that's kind of, But, Boyhood is one of those movies. Boyhood is also on Netflix.
It's also on Netflix,
Yeah, I highly recommend that you guys check that out.
And it's crazy how they took, how long did they take to film this?
12 years.
12 years.
He shot with these actors that play the family for 2 weeks at a time for 12 years. So you see them age. They age right before your eyes. And there's no like card in the movie that lets you know like 5 years later, 3 months later, 2 weeks later.
Like other movies.
It's like life. You know, it's like you were little to me. Like just not long. Now you're here and you're fucking 24 years old. And that's what life is, you know? And it just hits you that way, like fuck. Every moment is like a series of moments, you know? That just flash by you and now you're here.
I think that makes it way more impactful when you see that scene where the mom's crying and he's going to college.
Oh yeah, when she realizes
her last scene, her last line is like, it's beautiful, heartbreaking, and terrifying at the same time. She says, I just thought there'd be more. Yeah.
That's what life is.
And it hits you hard too because, just like you said, you don't even realize it. You're like, oh crap, like you already grew up. It's already like... And
falling in love.
She grew up like fast too. Like, she grew with them too, you know.
Into a better person.
Yeah.
So did the dad. The dad was a scumbag at first. You liked him as a dad, but he was a scumbag to her.
Yeah.
And they didn't know that, you know, because they have little scenes where they're going through the divorce, right? And little scenes where the dad is dropping them off at the house after a day of hanging out with them, and they go upstairs, and they're looking at their mom and dad arguing in the front lawn from their bedroom window, and they're just hoping to God that they'll just reconsider and get back together and just walk back into the house. And instead, he just walks away.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, "Well, not today." You know,
So used to it.
yeah, moments like that are just so well captured.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Boyhood is another little masterpiece.
Yeah.
Um,
I think since we're talking about Richard Linklater, we gotta mention Dazed and Confused.
have you guys seen Dazed and
I
Confused?
saw
Yeah,
Dazed
I
and Confused because
love
of him.
Dazed
Dazed
Yeah.
and Confused is awesome.
That's
That's another movie where narratively speaking, nothing much happens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a very day to life type of feel. Same thing with Boyhood. Same thing with Roma. There's something to say about movies that completely ignore any type of idea of a plot, and instead of showing what a movie's about, it's about how it's about. You know what I mean? It's just like a very day in the life type of feel. And I think the reason why we as humans relate to that is because it's literally every moment like that. Even as you're watching the movie is a moment, you know? And I think it's a very effective formula to get something from your audience. And you like the Before trilogy, right?
The Before, yeah, those were amazing.
Ethan Hawke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
also Richard Donner.
Oh, it was also by him?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's one of the best trilogies of all time. If you guys haven't seen the Before trilogy, check that out. Definitely, it's practically just follows a young couple.
That's what I like about it, because other movies are, and this is like a love story, right?
Yeah.
And other love stories, they show more to it, but here's just their conversation throughout the whole movie.
Yeah,
You just follow them
Feels
around.
simple, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They meet in a train, right? In Paris.
Yeah, I think so. I think
In
it's
Paris,
in Paris.
and he talks to her,
Mhm.
and they just strike up a conversation, and they get off, and the whole movie, I mean the entire movie, is literally just them walking around Paris late at night, having the most
it's just-
interesting and profound conversations.
Yeah, it's just crazy the conversations they just come up with. Like,
Yeah.
right there. They have the whole day. It's just them talking. They
Yeah.
come up with a lot of
And
conversations.
super interesting people,
Mhm.
very smart people, and he had to go way the fuck over there to meet her.
Mhm.
You know, it's fascinating. And there's 3 of these movies.
Mhm.
And so in total, I think it's like all 3 movies are like, I want to say 10 years in their life.
Mhm.
So you see them for 10 years, how their relationship develops and changes for better and worse. You know, very interesting.
Conversations are also so natural too.
And so is the acting. I think it's because the writing is so natural that the acting just comes off.
Do you think it
It's
was
very
easy
natural.
for them to act in this type of movie?
I think, yeah. Well, when the screenplay is that good,
Mhm.
it makes your job as an actor,
Kind of flows, right?
yeah, so much easier. And that's why actors make great writers, because they know how. They
Actor's
know,
mindset.
yeah, and they know what kind of dialogue is easier to say than other types of dialogue. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I don't know if you've ever seen Louis. Seen the episode of Louis C.K. where he gets the part in The Godfather Part 4, and he plays a cop, and his line is, the guy asks him, "Where's my father?" And the guy, he has to say, "Your father's dead." But it's like, how do you say that? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. What else is there? Do you know?
Well, we're gonna finish it off with one more movie. It's my favorite. It's called Titanic. With Leo DiCaprio. What's her name? The actor's name?
Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet, who plays Rose. I don't know. This movie I saw it when I was a kid, and as a kid, I would always hide under my brother's bed because I did not want to watch the nudity scene. The drawing where it's where he has to draw her like one of his French girls or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, that's the only scene I would never watch. Well, now I do because I'm an adult.
Mhm.
But yeah, because I'm an adult now. Yeah, but yeah, that yeah. But yeah, that movie's great. Leo was amazing in that movie, and overall, I don't know what else to say.
It's just also I think he's a very underrated villain, Cal.
Cal, yeah,
Cal's a great, complicated villain.
He's not. I don't know. I don't hate him. You know,
you can't hate him because something went on there in that childhood to turn him into the man he is. Yeah. To the point where he has to flip a table because he got angry.
Yeah,
because she had fun. And he didn't.
It's like, why you have fun? No.
Yeah, it's some crazy shit. But yeah, that's a great movie.
That guy's a great actor.
Yeah, I think, in my opinion, he gives the best performance in that movie.
Yeah.
But
he's like
also in Back to the Future.
Oh right, yeah, he is.
And he's not in the forefront in Back to the Future. But next time you guys watch Back to the Future, check him out. Keep your eye on him. Keep your eye on him. His skill for physical comedy is fucking awesome. It's hilarious. It's awesome.
So it has a lot of good quotable lines.
Quotable lines.
We ran around quoting that shit
yeah, we have.
I'll just wait here.
I'll just wait here. You know when he's in he has the handcuffs on him and she's like, I'm gonna go look for help, and he's like, all right, and then she steps out and then he's like, I'll just wait here.
Yeah.
It's like, what else are you gonna do?
Where are you gonna go, bro?
You know, Cal has some good lines too. He's like, I put the coat on her.
Oh yeah. What is it? I put the diamond in the coat.
Yeah.
And the guy looks at him like, so? And I put the coat on her. And also when Rose just looks at him with that look, like she just saw the most disgusting snake, and she goes, "You unimaginable bastard."
And then she just spit on him? After?
Oh yeah,
she spits
on him, yeah. Because Jack taught her how to spit.
And he just lets the spit linger on his face for a bit. Like he's disgusted, but he's like, fuck. Like, I kind of deserve this. Yeah. But I can't help but be this guy. Because I am this guy.
That is true.
And his problem, whatever it is so bad, you find out later through older roads that he put a pistol in his mouth. Because of the crash. Because he lost all his money. You know?
That's sad.
When they said that that's a very tragic character.
Yeah. The line also when Rose decides not to leave the boat, she goes back inside the ship, and then Jack's like, oh no. So that he runs down, and she does too. They follow each other. It's like, oh my god, Rose, you're so stupid. You're so stupid. Why'd you do that? Yeah, and he kisses her and stuff. I know. I don't know. Maybe he's just like, oh my god, she's so dumb.
It worked.
It did, right? Yeah.
It did. He's like, you're so stupid. He kisses her. He's like, you're so stupid. Rose. Why'd you do that? And he's like, she's like, I just couldn't. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, that movie's epic.
Yeah, that movie's amazing.
Let's go see that too.
That too. Alright, well that's gonna wrap it up with this movie talk. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. We might do more of these in the future. But if you guys did, please give it a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I will see you guys tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 17. Bye guys.
Bye.
Ho ho ho!